Thought for the day. Self-care is never a selfish act. It is simply good stewardship of the gift you were put on earth to offer to others.
Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina Aina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being.
In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we delve into the importance of self-care in achieving balance across various aspects of our lives. Have a listen.
It's difficult to navigate through life with a clear head when you have an endless list of things to do. This is why it's so important to have a reset day for our practical self-care. This is a way to prevent stressful situations and burnout in the future. Regularly taking care of our space, reviewing our schedule or budget for the week, meal prepping, organizing our inbox. Completing all these little tasks can make us feel like we're getting our lives back in order. So look at your list of things to do and ask yourself, what can you accomplish in the next hour? My husband and I have been busy working on our landscaping ever since the big storm that we've had, and it feels so good to cross this off from my list and take it off my mind. Physical self-care is one that we might know the importance of, but often neglect. It's a good habit to frequently tune into our bodies and understand what we need. Are you getting sufficient sleep? Eating a balanced meal? Living an active lifestyle? Have a good hygiene routine? I'm an empath, and it can sometimes be overwhelming. This is why it's so important for me to become even more aware of how I'm feeling and know how to work through my own emotions first. Because the more that we nurture our emotional needs through self-care, the more that we can be present for people in our lives. I've been working with a therapist to help me in areas that I can't reach on my own, and I think it's one of the best investments I've made. Reaching out for help is not something that comes naturally to me, but sometimes we need other people to give us a new perspective and to break away from our same thought loops. In our culture, it's common to ignore, deny, or suppress our emotions, but I learned that they eventually come out one way or another. So let's lean into our feelings and cultivate our emotional intelligence, whether it's through talking to a therapist, developing strong friendships, slowing down, or writing in a journal. Let's honor our feelings and face it head on. When I used to work in an office, I would socialize with coworkers and clients all day. But now, working from home and with the nature of my work, I find myself needing to make time for socializing. But I realize more and more that having just a handful of valuable relationships in my life is more than enough for me. So I make sure to put effort into those relationships by calling my parents every day, having a date night with my husband, making time to hang out with my friends, and playing with my dogs, of course. Making connections with others fosters feelings of love, acceptance, and empathy, which I think are essential for sustaining our well-being. Especially how isolating the last couple of years has been, I feel like we need to make up for lost time with the people that we love. It doesn't take much to reach out and say, "How are you? I'm thinking of you." You never know. They might be needing the interaction more than us. For a lot of us, our jobs and routines can get repetitive and require very little thinking outside of the box. So I think it's important to find activities and hobbies that challenge us mentally. Maybe you enjoy doing puzzles, making something from scratch, reading a book on a topic that fascinates you, going to a museum, learning about a specific time in history. Whatever it is, find the activities that keep your mind sharp, engaged, and fueled.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.